Here's the video review for the dog alien figure. First off, you're going to notice that it is a complete rubber figure, or covered in a rubber skin. The legs and the arms and the whole body are covered in this rubber suit, which encases a hard plastic true type alien body, if you will. that was good. I'll admit that. I'm creative. Now, a lot of people are worried about this rubber, about how it'll deteriorate over time, and I too am worried about that because it's like it's rubber, and rubber kind of has a tendency to rot away. And I know it's happened to some of Hot Toys' earlier muscle bodies. The rubber start to deteriorate, and I'm just kind of nervous about how this and the Pred alien and the other aliens will hold up to time. But time will only tell how my figures withstand aging. Now, as you can see, the figure is primarily brown, except for like the teeth, which are silver, and the shoulders, which are translucent brown, which isn't brown, translucent brown. Same with up here. That's the translucent brown, just as the shoulders and the arms. The dome is a dark translucent brown, darker than the shoulders and darker than the body's paint color. But it is still transparent, as you can see the dome, through the dome and into the brain thing. I'm sorry, I'm not too sure what it's called. I'm not into the alien as much, so I don't know the terminology as well as the Predators. Damn, those lights get hot. Sure as shit can smell them. Alright, the body is painted brown with a black wash and gloss. Seems the gloss is worn out by handling the figure and posing it, just like rubbed off, except for inside the crevices, which looks cool because it's like matte right here, but inside the crevice it's all gloss, real glossy and shiny and dark. So it seems to add a contrast, which makes the details pop out even more. The tail is a rubber, but it's not as soft, not the same type of rubber that the body is, so I think the tail will hold up more or longer than the bodysuit will. The point on the tail, sadly, is not really sharp. It's rubbery and bends, but I don't suggest trying to like poke your eye out with it, because I'm sure you could succeed. Don't try to prove me wrong, because I'd hate for a collector to hurt themselves doing that. But yeah, the tail has a metal wire in it to pose it, and right now I'm not really using the tail to pose him. I'm using it to balance him, because the alien doesn't like to stand on two legs. It's more of a runner, four legs, like a dog. The articulation is a ball joint in the shoulders, hinge in the elbow that can do 90 degrees, and a ball jointed wrist. There is in the box an interchangeable set of hands that are posable hands, but that's in the box, and I don't feel not that I didn't feel like it, I just didn't remember to until I was doing the review. So it's a little late now to go get the hands from the box. But just so you know, they look the exact same, except they're posable. So you can like pose them however you want instead of the stationary pose, this dramatic looking pose. And the hands are harder plastic, harder than the tail and harder than the bodysuit, but not as hard as the dome. The feet are the same type of plastic used to make the hands. They have the same type of articulation, the ball joint. The hips, ball joints have gotten weak, which is kind of to be expected, because that's what happened to the Pred alien that I have and all that. So, I mean, I'm not too upset. I don't really pose them or play with them a lot. I pose them on all fours, and that's it. Sits on my shelf. The knees are ratcheted. The bottom knees are ratcheted, at least. Locks into certain spots. And the main knee, the first knee, is a tight hinge joint. See? Pretty nice articulation. Gives a multitude of poses. Next thing is the head. The head's ball jointed at the body. Has great movement. Oh my god, I didn't move the camera up again, sorry. Up, down, left and right. The abdomen, the body has articulation too. Ball joint at the waist, inside, ball joint at the beginning of the chest. Gives a nice amount of articulation. Figure feels sturdy, it doesn't feel really fragile. And I'd say standing like this, how I have him, he's 16 inches, but on all fours maybe 10. Next feature that I want to show off was the inner jaw that comes out when you push a lever forward. On the back of his head you see a lever, and when you put your finger and push forward, it shoots out of his mouth and clicks in. If it doesn't click in, then that means you haven't pushed it forward enough and it'll just shoot right back in his mouth. I would not keep the alien pose like this because it could stretch out the tendons and weaken them that connect the bottom and upper jaws, and it also could keep him stretched out so that when you push his inner jaw back in by popping the lever out of place with my thumb, that they become stretched out, that they don't go back into this tense position. They go like, they're so big that they fold over like they did there. They don't look natural, just looks like you tried to take something really big and squish it into a smaller position. The inner jaw is painted brown, just as the hands are, with gloss, and the teeth on the inner jaw are silver as well. I'm sorry about the lighting, guys. I know it's bad. That's pretty much the alien, the dog alien right there. Oh fuck! Damn, I was trying not to swear this time too. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching. I might do a part 2 with comparisons in size. Thank you.
Sup, Charlie? Sup, man? Nothing. Chilling. Watching Making a Band. Dude, your mother's making something that smells wonderful, man. Yeah. Happy New Year, man. Man, I didn't have anywhere to go, so I just figured I'd bring my sleeping bag over. And you want to do some net surfing? Yeah, it sounds like a date. I mean, that'd be great. Cool. I'm on allhiphop.com. It's the end of the year. Chameleonaire got one of the best mixtapes up on here. Maybe I'm hallucinating or the screen isn't clear. I click on every link on him and never like what I hear.